2 of the 3 judges gave Roach the 12th round. He needed that 12 just to make it a draw. That to me was surprising. So there's a lot of head scratchers here tonight when you talk about the score.
Clearly in there, man. I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory.
If I'm Tank Davis and I'm coming off a disappointment in terms of my offensive output, I'm not going straight to the best defender in the division. I'm looking for some other fight, and I think the logical fight for him is a rematch with Lamont Roach. Let's see it again.
Gervonta Tank Davis stepped into the ring expecting just another title defense. But what happened next sent shockwaves through the boxing world, a brutal showdown, a controversial decision, and a moment that had fans screaming robbery. Did the judges just steal Lamont Roach Jr.'s defining victory, or was Davis unfairly doubted? Stay locked in, because this fight just became one of the most debated battles in boxing history. Gervonta Tank Davis' title defense was supposed to be routine, but what happened next sent shockwaves through the boxing world. His showdown with Lamont Roach Jr. didn't just stay a regular fight, it became one of the most controversial bouts in recent history.
Thing though, you can't take nothing away from him. He fought a hell of a fight. You really can't. He stood in front of him, took his best shot. He was standing in the pocket, blocking, throwing back. Like he was doing a lot of good things in there. And he gained a lot of fans tonight. I'll tell you that much for sure, 100%.
And I do think that Roach actually won the fight. I thought he outworked Tank. Thought that he threw more punches than Tank.
Following this controversial majority draw, the boxing world erupted in debate. WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson, along with several boxing experts, weighed in, with many siding with Roach.
Shit on him.
Okay.
We still got to see each other. He say he want to fight me, so we gonna fight.
But what do you think about the decision?
I told him I won.
You told him I won.
Shakur Stevenson, known for his sharp mind and analytical approach, didn't hold back on the fight's outcome. He openly stated that he had placed his bet on Roach Jr. and I made at least $20,000 betting on Roach Jr. tonight. Stevenson, in another post, praised Roach's performance and didn't hold back. He suggested that if Roach couldn't secure a rematch with Davis, he'd be willing to step in himself, even putting a world title on the line. Taking to social media, he tweeted, "And if Lamont can't get our match, I got a big fight for him. And a world title shot against me, that's my bro. But we can definitely make something happen." Jim Lampley stepped into the debate, calling for a rematch after Roach's stellar performance. He didn't stop there. He also warned Davis against jumping straight into a fight with Shakur Stevenson. Instead, Lampley suggested Davis should slow down and take a more strategic path forward.
If Tank won't fight the rematch, what happens with him and Shakur? How do you see that fight happen?
Stevenson has a reputation as being the best defender in the division. He is a feared fighter because of that particular quality. If I'm Tank Davis and I'm coming off a disappointment in terms of my offensive output, I'm not going straight to the best defender in the division. I'm looking for some other fight, and I think the logical fight for him is a rematch with Lamont Roach.
Lampley didn't hold back. He called Roach the best fighter at 130 lbes. He made it clear that Roach silenced his doubters with that performance. Now he wants Roach to do it again to prove once and for all that he's the king of the division. Run it back.
Let's see it again. Let's see if Roach can go ahead and capitalize on what he showed here tonight, which is he was a much better fighter at 135 pounds than most of us expected him to be.
Okay, who do you lean towards in Gervonta versus Shakur if that does happen? Who are you favoring?
Based on what I saw tonight, I would have to lean to Shakur Stevenson.
During his live commentary on his private channel, Teddy Atlas was in absolute shock when Gervonta Davis took a knee. He couldn't believe what he was seeing and immediately questioned what really happened, and more importantly, why the referee didn't call it a knockdown.
I think the referee started counting 8.
Whoa, what was that?
The referee's trying to figure this out. I think he's going to give an 8 count. He went down on the knee. I guess.
Wow.
I guess
what
he
is
talked
going
his way
on?
out. I think Tank talked his way out of that. He talked his way out of the traffic ticket with the cop. The cop had him going through a red light, and he talked his way out of it.
Atlas didn't hold back. He compared the situation to a traffic stop, claiming Davis somehow talked his way out of a call that should have gone against him. He even mocked the idea of a fighter taking an unofficial break mid-fight comparing it to a pit stop in a race. In his eyes, this was nothing short of a gift.
He went down on a knee. He went to the corner. He must have had Vaseline in his eye. Whatever. He went to the corner to wipe. You're not allowed to do that. I mean, we're not in the Indianapolis 500. There's no pit stops.
Wow.
I mean, really, someone's got to explain that to me.
We're even up now.
I think the referee got talked out of it. But now they're going at it.
This fight was so electrifying and controversial that even Joe Rogan couldn't resist watching it again. After the dust settled, he took a deep dive into the action, calling it an absolutely outstanding contest. Rogan admitted he had never seen Roach fight before, but after witnessing that performance, he became an instant fan. He also pointed out the fight ended in a draw and made it clear he wants a rematch. Taking to Instagram, he shared his thoughts with the world. Watching the replay of the outstanding title fight last night between Dant and Roach, I had never seen Lamont fight before, but I'm a big fan now. Fight was a draw, but it was an amazing contest and I really hope they run it back, Brian. Kuster broke down Gervonta Davis's game plan, pointing out a crucial flaw. Davis was relying too much on his knockout power. Kuster explained that elite fighters sometimes get overconfident, believing they can end any fight with a single shot. Davis seemed to think that sooner or later he'd land that fight-ending bomb. But when Roach took those punches and kept marching forward, Davis found himself in trouble. It was too late to switch strategies.
I thought he felt really well. I think, sometimes when you get at that level, you fall in love with your own power, I think. And I think this was one of those fights where Tank thought, okay, I'm going to get him with that one-punch knockout power. And then when he found out that this guy is in front of me, he's taking it. I think it was too late. I thought it was disappointing that it didn't draw.
Breaking down the fight, it was clear from the opening bell, Roach was in control. He dictated. The pace moved smoothly and used his jab to keep Davis at a distance. Unlike most of Davis's past opponents who started cautiously, Roach wasted no time engaging. By round 2, he was landing crisp countershots, slipping inside Davis's wild swings and tagging him with sharp combinations. The crowd, initially roaring for Davis, began to shift as murmurs spread. Roach was outboxing the favorite. Amidst the chaos, George Kambosos Jr. didn't hold back. He mocked Davis, reminding everyone of the criticism he faced for his own losses, and suggested it was now Davis's turn to feel the heat. Kambosos also praised Roach's performance and didn't mince words. He believed the decision was flat-out unfair. Taking to Twitter, he made his stance clear. Ouch, there goes the perfect record that was a knockdown, that ultimately made the difference. The dwarf had to go at me. For me losses to Haney and LMA, time to look at yourself, wanky, tanky, great work, Roach, respect, tanky. The jig is up. Then came the take. From veteran boxing journalist Dan Rafael, who broke down the real cost of this controversial decision. He pointed out that the missed knockdown call didn't just change the fight's outcome, it robbed Lamont Roach of millions of dollars and the chance to cement himself as a world champion. This wasn't just a bad call, it was a career-altering moment. Rafael didn't hold back, taking to his X-handle to lay it all out. Understand that missing that knockdown call has cost Roach literally millions of dollars and a career-defining victory and another world title. Moving into the 3rd and 4th rounds, Roach turned up the heat. He pressed the action, landing pinpoint left hooks and vicious body shots that visibly drained some of Davis's aggression. Though Davis had his moments, Roach was the clear winner of the early rounds. Then came round 7, the turning point. Davis unleashed his best shot of the fight, a looping left hand that momentarily rocked Roach. For the first time, Roach looked vulnerable, and Davis pounced, hoping to turn the tide. In round 8, Davis charged forward again, but Roach stayed composed, slipping punches, countering sharply and refusing to break.